Hi guys, welcome. And who dat? I'm Joe, and today I'm going to be previewing the upcoming Week 9 matchup that is going to see the Chicago Bears travel to the Caesars Superdome to take on our beloved Bless You Boys in black and gold, the New Orleans Saints. The Saints are 4-4, tied for the lead in the NFC South. The Bears are 2-6, and they are in last place in the NFC North. The South is drawing the North this year. We've only played one team in the North so far, Green Bay, and we lost. Disappointing loss there. Only the second win of Green Bay all year. Yeah, and if the Saints at 4-4 were in any other division in the NFC, we'd be in third place. Unless we were in the North, where we'd be tied with Minnesota for second, right? So 2-6 for the Bears. They don't have Justin Fields. I believe, despite the fact that the consensus around the league is that the Bears aren't very good, probably within Chicago as well. If they would have Justin Fields play in this game, I would give them a big shot at winning this game because the Saints aren't any good against scrambling quarterbacks. As it is, the Bears are going to go with the rookie, Tyson Bagent, out of Shepherd. I liked him in the draft. His accomplishments in college were great, even though it was a smaller division. So I thought he'd be a great pickup as a free agent, rookie free agent or something. And I kind of comp him to the guy we got. So, he's conservative with the ball. He's accurate, rhythm passer, and he doesn't like to make mistakes. So I think this might be a good shot for the Saints defensive line to get right in this game. I don't know if Bagent's going to be taking a lot of chances, and I believe with the Saints defense disguising their looks like they do, it can confuse a rookie, which makes me think he might tend to hold on to the ball, not force the issue, and take a few sacks. We'll see. The Chicago Bears offensive line isn't great, but they're not horrible, I don't guess. I don't know a lot about the Bears. Their defensive line is suspect. They have two rookies at defensive tackle who are in backup roles. And I guess the Bears right now technically rank 30th against the pass. And there's some issues with missed tackles. The Saints have had those issues lately. The Bears linebackers are the culprits here. And their defensive ends. Speaking of defensive ends, the Bears traded a second-round pick to get Montez Sweat from the Commanders. And so they'll probably line him up in this game, even though he's only been with the team less than a week. And he'll be going up against Ryan Ramczyk, probably our best offensive lineman when he plays as good as he can play. The Bears also have Nathan Peterson in case something happens and, they're sick of the undrafted rookie Bagent. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think Bagent's going to play. Their running backs are Dante Foreman, and that's the former Panther. And they're probably going to start their rookie, Roschon Johnson, the second running back out of Texas, drafted this past draft. And the Bears are going to try to run the ball, so we're going to have to do a good job of stopping the run, forcing the issue with the pass. The only way the Saints do that is to get up on the scoreboard, and that's going to be up to the Saints offense. As far as the Bears wide receiving core, DJ Moore is the man. The Saints know this all too well from his time with the Panthers. And across from Moore, they have the former Tulane standout Darnell Mooney, who I think is a solid player. And at tight end, they have Cole Kmet. He can be a mismatch. All right, let's pull up the Saints offense and see what we're working with this week. Depth chart hasn't changed. As you see, I've kept the offensive line situated in this way, even though we're probably riding with Andres Pete at left tackle. And then we have Max Garcia, who's going to play left guard. The thing is, they want James Hurst to play tackle again. They think he's a better tackle than a guard. Now, I don't know how they feel about whether Hurst should come back from injury and start at left tackle, since he hasn't started at left tackle all year. He's been playing left guard and he's been struggling. Now, I would assume that Hurst is a better player than Garcia, and that if Hurst is ready to go, he'll start at left guard. But we think he's a better tackle. So do we start James Hurst at left tackle and Andres Pete at left guard? Andres Pete has started the last 2 games at left tackle, and he's looked okay. Not great at all, but he slid into that role, and he's done pretty well. And as a cohesive unit, the offensive line in the last 2 weeks have performed, best this year so far. And we're talking about Pete at left tackle and Garcia at left guard. So I keep the depth chart like this because this is how the season started, with the exception of Penning being the starting left tackle and Hurst being the starting left guard. I believe this is the offensive line that we're shooting for. Whether Hurst comes back or not, I don't know. But we'll see. And if they go with Pete at left tackle and Garcia at left guard, I won't have any issues. Garcia is just not the best player in the world. Neither is Pete, neither is Hurst. But we'll see. So we're going to either have Pete and Garcia or Hurst and Pete or Pete and Hurst. We'll see. I don't know yet. But they haven't given us any indication out of practice this week. As far as the injury report goes, there's only 2 players not participating. Ty Summers, who had a concussion and then in the game last week. And then I think he's suffering with that illness that was going around the team early this week. So he's suffering with it early this week. So he's not practicing. And Lynn Bowden Jr., I think he's the one with the illness who just didn't practice the 1 game. Taysom Hill is limited with a hip. Last week he was limited all week with a chest. But Taysom was involved in the game this past week in a way that he should be involved in every game. So hopefully this hip isn't a deal. And there were a couple other players on the Saints injury report that were limited, but nothing serious. So Saints, as far as the health goes, looking great right now. And we'll see if Chris Olave can come out of his slump at wide receiver. And we'll see if we can get the tight ends more involved. I'm looking forward to Juwan Johnson actually showing up, having a statement game at some point. We'll see. I've got high hopes for the offense after last week, putting up 400-plus points in 3 straight games, finally winning 1 last week. And we'll see if this offense can keep it going, which they should do against the struggling Bears defense. Let's pull up the Saints defense. And nothing has changed here as well. Like I say, Chicago's quarterback, Tyson Bagent, is a rhythm passer, quick, controlled, tries not to turn the ball over, conservative. Probably dump the ball off a lot in this game, so we're going to have to be sure tacklers on defense ourselves. And this defensive line has a chance, I think, to put up some stats. I'm expecting about 4 sacks from the unit in this game. I just think Bagent's the kind of guy that's just going to take a sack instead of force the issue, and I think he's going to be confused with the coverage, and I think even if he knows what the coverage is, we have the secondary to shut a really good team down. So DJ Moore is a handful. And Marshawn Lattimore hasn't been playing his best ball of yet. Well, of late. Training camp, it looked like he was going to be his best season ever. And he started the season off pretty hot. But everybody in the secondary is playing well right now. I'm pretty sure we're going to start Marcus May this week at safety. Loving Jordan Howden as the rookie in the dime package. And when he has to start, I love it. That I think at some point either Matthew or May won't be on this team anymore. And Howden's going to step right in. It might be, he might take Matthew's spot. We'll see. We still got those players, and they're older, but Matthew's older. But not retired yet. At linebacker, if Ty Summers isn't good to go for this game, we'll probably just bring up Ryan Connolly, who's back on the practice squad from the IR. And Connolly and Summers, in my opinion, are pretty much the exact same player. Great special teamer and a solid backup who can play multiple spots. So that's what I'm looking at for the defense. I think that the Saints have a good shot here of winning this game. The week started where the Saints were a touchdown favorite, and right now they may be up to 8.5-point favorites. But the Saints have to treat the Bears like any other professional football team that gets paid a lot of money and has great players on them. You're just going to have to go out there and put out your best effort, or you're not going to win the game. I don't think the Saints are going to run away with this thing. I think that the Bears are going to stay competitive. Probably a few big plays from DJ Moore. Probably a good, solid running game. If they can keep their third down distances short, if they don't penalize themselves like the Saints are known to do, then the Bears can stay competitive in this game. The Saints are not world beaters. We're 4-4. And like I said, besides the South and the North, we would be in third place right now, looking up at other teams. So, still, I think the Saints are going to win. Bears haven't won in the Dome since 1991. Don't get me started on that game. That was the cha-ching season. We were 7-0. And it's the only game I made a monetary bet for the Saints. Saints were riding 7-0, cha-ching, 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 Dome Patrol. The Bears weren't doing great in 91. McMahon was hurt, and Jim Harbaugh was going to play the game at quarterback, and I bet somebody $1. Yeah, that was our first loss of the year. We still had a great year that year, but that's the last time the Bears won in the Dome. I've never bet on the Saints again. In this game, I don't think the Bears are going to be able to pull it off. The Saints would have to have a catastrophically bad game. And I think even some Bears fans will tell you if the Saints just play an average game, they can win this game. So hopefully we don't get inundated with all of the past problems. Red zone inefficiency, third downs, and not being able to convert, and penalties that make everything more difficult. All of this compounded, plus missed tackles. If the Saints do all of that bad, then yeah, there's a chance the Bears can win this thing. Saints haven't done well in the Dome in the last couple of years. So hopefully we can give home fans something to cheer about. I'm going to predict that the Saints win this game. The offense continues to be efficient. And although the defense has been hot and cold lately, I think they still have enough in them to shut any team down, especially the Bears. It won't be that easy, but I predict the Saints to win in the end. Final score, Saints 27, Bears 17. This could be 27-21. I do expect the Saints to put up some points against this Bears defense. Now, if our defense wants to play 2 full halves of a game, it could be a blowout. So that's my prediction, and I appreciate you guys watching. Subscribe to my channel, Rosenfield 10, for more videos like this. I will be doing a review and recap and reaction to this game, and that video will come out on Tuesday. And until then, who dat?